meet you. My name is Kwak Jiwon, and I go to Seoul Foreign Language High School. And I'm currently the ambassador to Brazil in Eco-generation. And to briefly introduce about Eco-generation, it originally started as 푸른교실 in Korea by Samsung Engineering and has 220,000 members in Korea alone. So in 2006, Samsung Engineering, together with United Nations Environmental Program, launched the English version of the website so they can extend their goals on a global scale. So it currently aims to introduce environmental facts and raise the awareness of environmental issues to teens all over the globe.
Okay, so you are welcome, Ambassador Jiwon. I'm very glad that you are here representing Brazil. I'm very happy that you can present our country's economic and environmental views to your public, and I hope that you can ask me questions that I can clarify to people what they want to know about Brazil.
Brazil is famous for its biofuel industry, but some disapprove of it because it might raise the price of food. So what is your personal opinion on this issue?
The biofuel and food security are two things that are very similar and at the same time are very different, because in the case of some biofuel like corn, this is food. This takes place of the food for people. In the case of Brazil, biofuel is from sugarcane. Sugarcane has less influence to the food chain. So we have a lot of land, we have a lot of space, and we can make a lot of other things without going to Amazon. I know you're going to ask about Amazon. And I think that our program of bioethanol from sugarcane is much better, much cheaper, and more influential than other programs.
For having the Amazon inside the territory, Brazil must be under a lot of pressure from other nations to preserve it. However, there are those who make their livings by the resources of the forest, and they could lose their source of income. So how is the public opinion on this conflict?
Yes, Amazon is a very important place of humankind. It's a huge area. Amazon is about 60% of Brazil. It's a huge place. Amazon is the size of Europe. But at the same time, Amazon is very deserted. We have few people living in Amazon. But we have to keep Amazon growing, sustainable, green, and I think that Brazil is taking care of Amazon in the sense that it's very important, but at the same time we have to take care of the people who live there. So we cannot forget that there are human beings in Amazon. So Amazon is not only animals. Amazons are human beings as well. So you have to think human beings, animals, who are more important. Both are important. Both are important. So we're taking care of both of them.
There was a sensational documentary called Tears of the Amazon, and have you watched it? If so, what is your personal opinion about the film?
I watched just a little bit, but I cannot understand the Korean language yet. But yeah, very beautiful documentary. But it shows that Amazon is a very rich area. But we have to keep Amazon for mankind, but we have to keep Amazon for human beings. So people have, there are about 2-3 million people living in Amazon. They have to survive. So we cannot just keep the trees and animals. We also have to keep human beings.
I personally wanted to know after watching it if the native tribes living in the Amazon are considered as citizens of Brazil. Are they included to benefit from the social welfare services?
Yes, and the Indians of Amazon, they are less developed people in the sense that they were protected for a long time. So they have a status in Brazil that they are protected. So the Amazon people they are not full citizens. They have protection, special protection from the country. So we have to keep them very well protected, but at the same time they have to adapt to modern life. Because if they do not adapt to modern life, they will disappear. So Amazon Indians, they are not elephants, they are not pandas, they are human beings. We have to keep them. They have to grow, they have to develop, they have to be human beings. So that's what Brazil wants, to be full citizens. That's why we are protecting them. So we don't want them to be zoological creatures. We want them to be normal citizens.
So how in Korea, children get environmental education from a very young age about recycling or using less water. So and how are current environmental education done in Brazil?
The environmental protection. We are very, very conscious about environmental protection. We know Amazon is very important. In the south, it's also important because Brazil is very big. So Amazon is one problem. The south or center is another problem because south and center is as developed as Korea. Amazon is like a less developed country, so you have to protect. But we have to combine everything. So Brazil is very complex, but we have to try to balance everything. So we have to have the development in the south, development, sustainable development. That's a very important thing that you should tell your students that sustainable development is a very important thing. So green development is very important.
When it comes to discussing environmental issues, the Amazon is always among the list. So it is the icon of environmental protection among Koreans. So do Brazilians have similar views?
As I told you, Amazon is 60% of Brazil, so we need Amazon. Amazon is a very important place for Brazil, very important place for the world, and we want to share this in a sustainable way for everybody. So I think it's good for Brazil, it's good for the world. We need international cooperation, and I think Korea and Brazil can work together very well in this field.
Again, thank you very much for your time. It was an honor to interview you. And I hope this interview could provide chances for exchange between Brazilian and Korean teenagers in the future. And we have a small gift for you. And this is a tumbler, and we hope this could replace disposable paper cups.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you very much. I'm very glad that you came here, and I hope that you can explain to your colleagues and your friends the importance of Amazon and all the things in Brazil. And this is a very important gift. By the way, I also just want to give you a little gift. This is what we call the sandals, Brazilian sandals, that's based on what the Brazilian Indians did. So I hope that you can use this.
Thank you very much.
So lastly, I would like to give this book that's called Young Korea. This is a book that was prepared by a Korean journalist who lives in Brazil, and he wrote about what the Korean immigrants did in Brazil. That's a very beautiful book, and I hope you can understand how Korea is contributing to Brazil as well. Okay?
Thank you very much.
The future of Brazil.
And the future of Korea is in
Green growth.